Welcome, my name is Louise Nyland and I'm going to talk to you about the human nutrition. While I'm going through this human nutrition with you, I'll be showing different slides with different bits of information that I've researched about the human nutrition. I'm happy for you to make notes from the slides. Right, here we go. The first slide is about the human alimentary canal system. This is known as the digestive tract. The digestive tract plays a crucial role within consuming of foods and liquids. The system handles absorption and gathering the nutrients and fluids to make the body system to work. The digestive tract is made up of different organs, which these organs have different purposes to help any food or liquid to digest. The first main organ that starts with the digestive system off is the mouth. This is where the digestive system all begins, as it is where we place our food first, or drink. Within the mouth, there are saliva glands, where it produces the saliva, which we would refer to as spit. The saliva breaks down the food with something called starch to help it move along the digestive system more quickly and onto the next organ, which is the esophagus. This is before we get to the stomach. So our food starts to leave the mouth and goes into the esophagus, which is a muscular tube and helps the movement of food and liquid from the mouth into the throat and then the stomach area, which is eased by peristaltic contractions. At the beginning of the esophagus, this is where the taste buds are positioned near the UES. This is known as the upper esophageal sphincter, contributing towards the senses process. As you can see, with the slide that we're currently on, is showing more complex overview of how the digestion works. So the function is to transport the food and liquid from the mouth to the throat, then to the stomach. The location of the esophagus is behind the trachea, which is known as the windpipe. Peristalsis is the contractions of the muscle. There's two types of sphincters, upper and lower. The upper enters the windpipe. The lower allows the food to travel downwards to the stomach, but prevents any reflux back. We have a gastroesophageal junction, which is the connection of the stomach and the esophagus. The role of swallowing, to make sure the food or liquid goes down the right hole and not the wrong hole, as we would call it when people are coughing on the food or drink. And then there is health conditions such as esophageal cancer, hernias. So now we go on to the stomach. This is a shape of a J, muscular organ. This is where the food starts to extend towards the uterus area so that the waste can be expelled from the body. The gastroenteral tract temporarily stores digested food by mixing it with acid gastric juices and enzymes. The stomach consists of 5 regions: carter, fungus, body, iridium and polyus, and it tells you on here, as you can see, what each one does. So cardia is the uppermost part of the stomach. Fundus is the rounded area. Body represents the large part of the stomach, so forth. Once the stomach has finished processing the foods and liquids, these are travelled on to the small intestine area, which takes part in the digestive system. This is where the small intestine starts to separate the nutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals into the bloodstream, so it can be transported along the alimentary canal. So it digests, absorption, movement, sections of small intestines and functions of what happens. Once the food and liquid starts to leave the small intestine, it starts to enter the large intestine, which is known as the colon. The large intestine mainly absorbs water and electrolytes such as sodium and potassium, which are not absorbed in the small intestine. The water is absorbed is to form the solid stool, which we would know as poo, so that it can be expelled. The large intestine is a host of diversity community which is known as bacteria and produces certain vitamins, one being vitamin K. So the alimentary canal makes up the entire system in which multiple processes take place in the same time. Each section functions are related and essential for the complete process of digestion and nutrient absorption. So that's everything on the alimentary canal system that we need to know. But now we're going to talk about the historical of the stomach, duodenum and ileum. So first is the stomach. We've touched parts of the stomach earlier, as this is the crucial role of the digestive system. The stomach has wall layers which include musculus, submusculus, musculus, external soil. These are the components of the GI tract and have similar arrangement of layer tissues, so that the analysis and microbiology or histology of the stomach, these layers become clear. The muscular and submusculars within the stomach have folds known as rugae or gastric folds, which expand to allow the food to enter the system. The different tissues help the stomach to break down the food or liquid to help within the digestive system. So I've done a bit of information research of the muscular, what it does, gastric glands, lama pollativ and muscular muscles and submuscular. These are seem to be the main layers within the body to help the digestive system. The duodenum is one of the first sections of the small intestine that deals with digesting food from the stomach, and is about 25 to 30 centimetres, which is about 11.81 inches long and shaped as a C, linked to the pancreas. The duodenum is divided into 4 parts. Looking to this slide, it shows the key facts of the duodenum system. The upper section of the duodenum expands near the liver due to epidural ligament and transits into descending segment where the bile duct and pancreatic duct is emptied. The duodenum absorbs up to 1,500 times within the digestive system process. It gives details on the blood supply, intravenous, the function of the duodenum when it digests the food or liquid. History of the ileum is the last sectum of the small intestine which connects to the large intestine by a valve called ileocelia, and this valve helps to prevent any backflow of bacteria that has materialized within the large intestine. The ileum is roughly 3/5 of the total length of the small intestine, which is approximately 2.5 to 3.5 meters long. There is known to be about 12 arteries within the ileum It helps to break down the nutrients and absorbs the vitamin B12. The liver is the upper right side of the abdominal cavity beneath the diaphragm and above the stomach, right kidney and intestine. The liver is a shaped cone, a dark reddish brown colour, and weighs approximately 3 pounds. There is 2 distinct sources that supply blood to the liver: oxygenated and nutrient-rich blood flow. The liver holds about 1 pint, which is approximately 13% of the body's blood supply at any given moment. The liver consists of 2 main lobes, which are made up of 8 different sections composed of about 1,000 small lobulins. These lobulins are connected to the small ducts that convert into large ducts to form the common hepatic duct. The common hepatic duct transports bile produced by liver cells to the gallbladder and duodenum via the common bile duct. Excuse me. The liver controls chemical levels in the blood and produces bile to remove waste. Blood from the stomach and intestines pass through the liver, where it processes nutrients and metabolic drugs. The liver performs over 500 vital functions. Reduction of bile, which helps carry away waste and breaks down fats in the small intestine during digestion. Production of certain proteins for blood plasma. Production of calcium and the special proteins to help carry fats through the body. Conversion of excess glucose into glucose for storage. Regulating of the blood levels of amino acid, which forms the building blocks of proteins. hemoglobin to use the iron contents, cleaning the blood of drugs and other poisonous substances, blood clotting, resisting infections by making immune factors and removing bacteria from the bloodstream. When the liver breaks down harmful substance and byproducts are excreted into bile or blood, the bile byproducts enter the intestines and leave the body in the form of feces. Blood byproducts are filtered out into the kidneys and leave the body in the form of urine. So that's a bit about the history of the stomach and the function of the liver, etc. We now need to know how a balanced diet is required within ourselves. A healthy diet for people entails eating a large range of foods from food categories such as fruit, veg, grains, protein sources and dairy or substances, while reducing the intake of saturated fats, added sugars and sodium. Carbohydrates are sugar molecules and one of the three main nutrients along with proteins and fats. Your body converts carbohydrates into glucose, the main energy source for cells, tissues and organs. Proteins are vital molecule essential for cell function, tissue structure and organ regeneration. Fats provide energy in vitamin absorption and is vital for cell memories and other functions. They come in saturated, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated types, which varies health benefits. Fibre is a non-digested carbohydrate found in fruit, veg and grains. Comes in two types, soluble and insoluble, both providing health benefits. Vitamins and minerals are essential nutrients for the proper function of healthy body. A variety and balanced diet typically provides these nutrients through some may need supplements. Minerals are naturally occurring in organic soil with identical chemical compounds and a high ordered atomic arrangement. These are fundamental components of rocks. Water is essential for transporting nutrients, removing waste and regulating temperature. It's recommended that we drink 6 to 8 glasses of fluid daily, including water, milk and sugar-free drinks. So here we have carbohydrates, energy source and examples to eat. Protein goes and repairs, fats, energy source, vitamin absorption, fibre, digest, weight control, vitamins, vary body functions, minerals, bone health, muscular function, water, digestive temper regulation. So to keep that in mind, an healthy diet consists of eating several of the foods in the right amounts. It's crucial to pay attention to pot sizes and reduce the consumption of foods that are high in sugar, fat and unhealthy fats. So we've talked about a diet, so now we need to know the balance of how we're going to keep this in our system. An imbalanced diet, often referred to as malnutrition, can lead to various health complications such as underweight, overweight or obesity. Additionally, it increases the risk of chronic diseases including cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetic and cancers. Deficiency diseases occur in inadequate intake or absorption of essential nutrients, leading to various symptoms based on the Specific nutrient deficiency. Below is an overview of common deficiency diseases and their symptoms. Vitamin A, night blinders, vitamin B1, beriberi, vitamin B2, reflux deficiency, vitamin B3, pellagrana, vitamin B12, anemia, vitamin C, scurvy, vitamin D, rickets, iron deficiency, anemia, iodine deficiency, calcium deficiency, protein deficiency. A little summary of what deficiencies are. So maintaining a good health relies heavily on the balanced diet. Eating a wide range of foods from each food group can help avoid dietary imbalance and related effects and diseases. If you think you may have a nutrition deficiency, it's crucial to consult a healthcare profession. Then I've got some current diet recommendations. A balanced diet needs fruit, veg, whole grains, proteins, dairy. Limited consumption of certain foods, fats, sodium, added sugars, portion controls, regular physical activity, hydration. So let the food be your medicine and medicine be your food. It is advisable to seek guidance from healthcare professions or a registered dietitian prior to making any alterations to your diet. And then I have all the references that I have found to source this information.